thought this Father's Day it would be super exciting to teach you how to print a t shirt that will make for an amazing gift to give to the father figure of your life. We're going to use a fork to print this t shirt. You will need a t shirt, tape, an old bedsheet, fork, potato, paring knife, some fabric inks, ruler, and some old sheets of paper. First, you must layer your bedsheet into a couple of layers. Then put a layer of paper in between the t-shirt under the area you would like to print on. The paper will prevent the ink from bleeding onto the backside of the tee. I have decided to print a square pattern on this t-shirt. To test what color ink looks best on the tee, turn the bottom of the tee over and apply a bit of ink on it. I initially thought black would look good, but you can see here that the white stands out better than the black. I am now going to mark off the square using tape. I am trying to keep this as simple as possible to print on with a 13-month-old, so I chose the square. I'm eyeballing this measurement, but feel free to measure out the distance if you would like. You can also print on the full t-shirt in maybe a random pattern if you feel that would be easier and best to do with your child. The best is to let your imagination go free and wild with this one. A tip, you can cover the areas you don't want to print on with paper if you don't want to take any chances on any accidents happening. Here I am trying to print with Rachel, but it's her nap time and she refuses to nap. I am using my fingertip to apply ink on the back of the fork. Do apply a thick layer of ink on the back of the fork. This will help you get a better print. If you get ink in between the spokes of the fork, you can remove the excess ink using your finger from the front of the fork. You can also use a roller or brayer to apply the ink as well. I'm just showing options using limited resources. This is a messier option, but it reduces the number of things you will need to buy. I am lightly pressing the fork on the t-shirt in an alternating pattern of vertical and horizontal. You could also test this pattern on paper or a piece of scrap cloth to gain a bit of confidence and understanding before printing on the t-shirt directly. Don't worry if you've misjudged your spacing and the print goes a bit onto the tape. At the end, when you remove the tape, you will have a very crisp border. It's a hand-printed tee, which makes every imperfection a unique characteristic of the t-shirt. When you print on the t-shirt, the ink may not be very bright the very first time. This is totally fine. You can print on top of this print a second time and this will make the color more vibrant. If you decide to stick with just one layer print, that's totally fine. You can just call it a textured print. So this is the final design. Some of them are a double print and some of them are a single print. The brighter ones are the double and the lighter ones are the single. Overall, I think it adds a bit of whimsy and texture to the overall design to mix both the prints. You can also notice that my spacing isn't perfect, but that's what adds character to a hand-printed t-shirt versus a digital tee. I kept the t-shirt aside for an hour for the paint to dry, and I touched to make sure that the paint is dry. Now for the big reveal. Pull the tape out slowly and keep one hand on the t-shirt as you do it. As you can see, the border is crisp in spite of me painting over the tape. And voila! Your t-shirt is ready.